Listen, children, to a story that was written long ago about a kingdom.
Oh, hello. Welcome to Fox Tales, a new series in which I talk about things I've encountered in tabletop role-playing games like Dungeons & Dragons. Today, I'm going to regale you with a tale of one of my favorite characters. My cowardly little magical shapeshifter, Vun Fain. Now this was back during one of our run-throughs of Oriental Adventures, a campaign setting in Dungeons & Dragons, which basically was medieval Japan. But it basically was medieval Japan. And with samurai and ninjas. Well, my character, Vun Fain, was a Hengeyokai. Well, of course I need to explain what a Hengeyokai was. Essentially nature forest spirits. And they came in a variety of forms. Mine, of course, Vun Fain was a Fox Hengeyokai. If you could imagine. Yeah. Anyway, Hengeyokai were able to have three forms. Able to shift between three forms. A human form, which Vun rarely used, a fox form, and a hybrid of the two, which was usually how Vun walked around. He was also a Wujen, which was essentially the Oriental Adventures equivalent of an elemental wizard. He was specialized in fire, specifically. And, but that's not actually important to the story. What is important to the story is that Vun was an incredible coward. And never wanted to go on adventures in the first place. But the rest of the party, when they met him, went, "Hey, you do a lot of fun. You do a lot of great magical tricks." "Yes, I do. You're coming with us." They physically dragged him out of the woods and onto adventure. So he never really wanted to go with them, but they left him with little options. I don't entirely remember the goal we had for this particular moment, but we were traveling through this almost catacomby temple-like area, and we encountered this strange spirit. Now this spirit loved to challenge people. It loved to be challenged because it adored being able to beat people at challenges. And it was the sort of thing that we were too weak. It was way more powerful than us, so we had to play its game. We had to give it challenges and try to beat it at these challenges. And it wasn't going to let us pass, and it was going to force us into this, and probably if we failed at all of these challenges, if we wound up in failing everything, we were probably also going to be dead. Well, the fighters had their chances to try. The ninja tried, didn't work out. Everyone was taking their fair shot trying to outdo this creature so that we could succeed. And it came to... Vun was thinking this entire time. They were challenging and failing, and I was just thinking. Eventually, Vun stood up. And he finally stated the following. I challenge you to a test of courage. My challenge is this. I challenge you to accept the next challenge I give you. Or do you have the courage? Or do you lack the courage? And well, I called this thing out on its bravery. And it had to... I called it out on its bravery. It had to answer. So it accepted that challenge. And so Vun stated his next challenge. And Vun said, my challenge is I challenge you to be more like me than me. It's an unfair challenge. And that spirit says it's an unfair challenge. Too bad. Too bad. You said you'd accept the next challenge I gave you. You have to do it. And he had to do it. And so, he couldn't be more like Vun than Vun. So he lost. And at the same time, Vun also outsmarted him. It's like, I beat you. If you want a best 2 out of 3, I beat you twice. Let's not be pathetic enough to do a best 3 out of 5. So, Vun won. And went on to say, as your champion, I demand you allow your superior and his entourage to pass. We were able to go on through, and little cowardly Vun never let the group live that down. You're our entourage. You're my entourage now. And that was one of my almost most clever moments from Vun, I think. Everyone expected him to try to use some kind of magic thing and try to out-magic the thing. Because he's a Wujen. But no, the intelligence score, plus being played by a good, decent role-playing character and player, came up with something better, and yeah, from that point on, Vun kept referring to the group as his entourage, even though they were really just dragging him along. But that doesn't matter. That's one of 2 Vun stories that I will have for you guys at one. But I'll do the next one another time. Just keep in mind that Vun never really wanted to be part of these adventures. And that's going to be important for the next one. Well, I've got a lot more stories, not just from Dungeons & Dragons, but other stories as well, and I will love to tell you more about them later on. But for now, this has been the Fox Tales, and I've been your bard. Until then, keep adventuring.